Before there were heroes, there was Gilgamesh, the first name ever written in human history. A mighty king of Uruk, part god and part man, known for his strength and arrogance. His power made him feared, and his people cried out for mercy. The gods answered by creating Enkidu, a wild man of nature, his equal and opposite. When they met, they clashed not out of hatred, but destiny. A battle that ended in brotherhood. Together they faced monstrous creatures and divine challenges, forging an unbreakable bond. For the first time, Gilgamesh learned compassion, courage, and friendship. Yet fate was preparing to test the limits of his heart. The king who thought he ruled the world was about to learn how fragile it truly was. And so began the journey that would redefine what it means to be human. Every hero must face the one battle no strength can win: the loss of a friend. Enkidu, cursed by the gods, fell ill and faded into the silence of death. Gilgamesh, helpless before the inevitable, wept beside the lifeless body of his brother in spirit. The proud king who once defied heaven was crushed by grief and fear. Once a distant idea became his greatest terror. He realized that even kings, even the mighty, must die. Uruk's golden halls felt hollow, its glory meaningless. In that sorrow, a spark of purpose was born. Gilgamesh swore to find the secret of eternal life, no matter how far he must wander. His tears became his compass, his pain his guide. The path of loss became the road to enlightenment. Haunted by mortality, Gilgamesh defied the world in search of eternity. He crossed deserts, mountains, and endless seas, seeking Utnapishtim, the man who had survived the Great Flood and gained immortality. Along his journey, he faced beasts, storms, and the loneliness of a mortal heart. Gods and sages tested him, stripping away pride until only purpose remained. When he finally reached Utnapishtim, he begged to know the secret of everlasting life. But the old man revealed a cruel truth: immortality is not meant for mortals. Still, Gilgamesh dared to dive into the deep to find a flower of youth, only to have it stolen by a serpent while he slept. The serpent became a symbol of renewal, Gilgamesh, a symbol of wisdom. Even in loss, he gained what eternity could never give: understanding. In losing immortality, Gilgamesh discovered the true meaning of life. Defeated yet awakened, he returned to Uruk, not as a godlike ruler, but as a wiser man. He looked upon the walls he had built, proud not of his conquests, but of creation itself. He realized that life's value lies not in how long it lasts, but in what we build within it. Immortality was not eternal breath. It was legacy, memory, and meaning. His pain became wisdom, his fear became understanding. He learned that to live fully, one must accept death. Through mortality, he found peace. He had chased eternity, only to find beauty in the fleeting. The mortal king had finally become divine, not in power, but in purpose. 4,000 years later, his name still whispers through the sands of time. Carved into clay tablets and buried beneath ancient ruins, Gilgamesh's story endured where empires fell. The Epic of Gilgamesh became the oldest surviving tale of the human spirit. It still asks the same question: what does it mean to live forever? His journey from arrogance to enlightenment mirrors our own struggle between power and purpose. His voice rises from dust to remind us mortality is not a curse, but a teacher. Gilgamesh found immortality not in the god's gift, but in the memory of mankind. Every time his story is told, he lives again. And so, The world's first hero still breathes through words and wisdom. Even in silence, Uruk spoke, its walls echoing the lessons of a mortal king. The people who once feared their ruler now honored him as a just and wise leader. Gilgamesh ruled with humility, guiding his city toward peace and prosperity. Art, law, and culture flourished under his vision. The once restless conqueror became a guardian of wisdom and balance. Every stone of Uruk carried his transformation, from tyrant to teacher. His people sang not of his power, but of his humanity. Gilgamesh had conquered the one thing no sword could touch, his own soul. Under his reign, Uruk became a symbol of human potential. Its walls still whisper the story of a man who found meaning beyond might. The clay tablets of Gilgamesh were never meant to survive, yet they did. Buried beneath the sands of Mesopotamia, they waited nearly 4 millennia to be found. When archaeologists unearthed them, the world heard the oldest human voice speak again. Across languages and centuries, his story reached us, unchanged in its truth. It revealed that our fears, hopes, and desires have never really changed. Technology evolves, but the heart remains the same. The tale of Gilgamesh reminds us that history is not the past. It's the reflection of our present selves. His words bridge the ancient and the modern, proving wisdom never dies. The echo of clay became the voice of eternity. Every civilization remembers its heroes, but only one remembers the first. Gilgamesh was not perfect. He was deeply human, flawed, emotional, searching. His journey became the foundation of every hero's tale to come. He showed that greatness is born not from victory, but from vulnerability. The epics of Achilles, Odysseus, and countless others follow his path. Through him, storytelling became a mirror of our moral growth. He taught that wisdom begins when pride ends. Gilgamesh was not just the first hero. He was the first man to truly understand what it means to be one. His legend proved that imperfection is the birthplace of enlightenment. Through weakness, he achieved eternal strength. Gilgamesh's story is not ancient, it is eternal. His struggles echo in every age and every culture. We too chase dreams of power, love, and permanence, fearing the silence of the end. Yet, like him, we discover meaning only through loss. The gods may have faded, but the questions remain. His journey is the story of us all. Our hope, our fear, our search for purpose. The Epic of Gilgamesh is not just a myth. It's the heartbeat of humanity carved in clay. His voice calls out to remind us that mortality is not weakness. It is our strength. And through remembrance, we too defy time. And so, the first story ever told became the story that never ends. From ancient Mesopotamia to the modern world, Gilgamesh's voice still travels across time. His fear of death transformed into the very thing he sought, immortality through words. Every retelling keeps him alive. Every listener becomes part of his legacy. The king who once sought eternity now grants it to others through his wisdom. His story teaches that the greatest power is not to live forever, but to inspire forever. Gilgamesh conquered not death, but time itself. His epic reminds us that language is mankind's true eternity. Every voice that tells his tale becomes part of his soul. In fragments of clay, humanity found the roots of its own soul. When scholars translated the cuneiform text, they discovered more than history. They found emotion. Each cracked tablet carried echoes of love, fear, pride, and grief. It was as if time itself had chosen to preserve the lesson mankind would always need. Gilgamesh's tears became our reminder that even kings cry and even mortals matter. From dust rose the world's first masterpiece of the human condition. The clay tablets spoke not only of a king, but of us all. They are humanity's oldest mirror, still reflecting who we are. In the end, Gilgamesh did achieve immortality, just not the kind he sought. His name is still spoken, his thoughts still studied, his journey still retold. The man who once ruled Uruk now reigns in the hearts of readers across the world. His struggle to overcome death gave birth to the world's oldest philosophy, that life's value lies in its impermanence. Every story that survives is proof that memory is stronger than time. Gilgamesh didn't find eternal youth, he became eternal truth. Through story, he lives forever. His legacy carved the path for all who seek meaning in mortality. And through that search, humanity itself became immortal.